Well, it's happened again. And for those of you who don't know what's happened, essentially, a town that, well, voted for Brexit has put another MP who doesn't want Brexit in as an MP. Once again, as was discussed last time this happened at the Newport West by-election, I remember at that time, the Brexit Party didn't exist. It was UKIP, and people were saying, and the Brexiteers were saying, this is it, UKIP is going to get a candidate in, it's going to break the deadlock because there's going to be one more vote available, it's going to break the deadlock, you know, we'll get Brexit, we'll get this guy in, it's going to do it, yeah. Oh, what happens? Labour gets in, and it's a candidate who is anti-Brexit, and what happens? All the excuses start coming in. The excuses of, oh, it's a Labour town. I'm trying to remember what they were now. One was it was a Labour town. That they couldn't. That there wasn't enough campaigning. That they were being pulled off the street. They weren't being allowed to at the hustings, which again was completely false. You name it. They were coming up with all these excuses as to why they didn't win in Newport West. Well, now you have the Brexit Party in a actual by-election, and they didn't win. Now, here's the thing. In a actual system like this, there is no prize for second place. So the Brexit Party lost. Get over it. So, here's the thing. Once again, they are making excuses as to why they didn't win. And this is why, in a general election, I am not worried about the Brexit Party. Now, they may even win a couple of seats, but no one will want to party with them. No one will want to join with them, and it won't add anything significant to a win, because at the next general election, what I predict is going to happen is we're going to end up with another hung parliament, but I think Labour is going to have to ally themselves almost certainly with the Lib Dems and the SNP to get a majority. And if that happens, the condition for that will be that Article 50 has to be pulled and that there has to be another referendum called. One of those two things will happen, or they'll just go, Brexit's a completely bad idea, so we're just going to revoke Article 50 and we're not going to bother continuing with it. This was always an advisory referendum. It was what was in the bill, and it's what was said and laid down in Parliament. Parliament never had to go through with it, regardless of what anyone says or what other politicians said. That was what was in the bill that was passed through Parliament. So, and we get even to more ridiculous levels of, especially like the Brexit Party trying to justify their loss and the reason why they lost. You've had some people come out and say it was the Pakistani vote that did them in. There's Nigel Farage came out and said that the Conservative people who voted for the Conservative Party didn't know what they were voting for. Made in the most unironic way. Not only that, he then has gone on to say that they should not ignore the 29% who then voted for the Brexit Party. He said that completely unironically. That is ridiculous to the absolute extreme. But once again, it shows you, at a general election, national issues do not matter. The Labour MP who won that seat fought it on austerity, cuts, and the local issues to what is going on in Peterborough. Brexit, no one cares about. I mean, this is what I've said more and more and more. I think this really is the case, is that Brexit was always a minority issue pushed by a very few who actually really wanted it, and that in reality, when the referendum happened, it was people put it in as a massive protest vote against the Tory government. I'm more and more starting to believe that really is the case. And if you really want to get even more into this, by the way, we will be going over an article, I think, in the New Statesman, or we might go over another one, but I think we might go over the New Statesman one because it goes more into the statistics. But it goes in to show you why the Brexit Party not only massively underperformed, but there are actually a lot of weaknesses, and a lot of what they claim to have backing them and the apparently grassroots that support them really wasn't there. And that there's not the information and the actual number statistics to actually support the Brexit Party and the claims that they have made in the past about their support and where it comes from. So once again, you have the Brexit Party and the Brexiteers trying to make excuses as to why they lost. Now, as I said, I think in the next general election, will they get a seat or two? I think that's very likely. But I don't think they'll win more than one or two. I'll be very surprised if they win more than that, but I can't see them anywhere near actually winning more than that, or at least any to be somewhat of a significant threat. And we might even go, we will go over Nigel Farage's letter that he has written to Theresa May. So there you go, ladies and gents. We will certainly get onto that, but let me know what you think. Do you think that my predictions about the Brexit Party are right? Do you think they're wrong? Like I say, we will be going over that article later about the statistics, which is very, very interesting. And as I've said, there is nothing to really worry about the Brexit Party at a general election, because twice Brexiteers have claimed that these areas will vote in people who want a no deal or just no Brexit. But twice now, areas that have voted to leave have voted in MPs who are committed to remaining in the European Union. And that sends a far stronger message, because the people who won fought the campaign on local issues. And local issues matter more to people than anything else, or even more than Brexit.